everybody. Thanks for coming back. I'm sporting North Carolina today, so have a great day in North Carolina. All my friends down there, everybody watching as well. We got some stuff to get into today because Gypsy dropped some stuff on Instagram this morning, and we got to talk about it. Now, she put out a lengthy kind of thing here, but I'm going to do it little by little. But I want to show you some of the pictures first. So that one picture, I'm not certain. I don't know if that's, I think, a sleep study picture because she didn't have her salivary glands removed until she was 18. And no, sorry, that was her teeth at 18. And then her salivary glands were at 11, I believe. But I couldn't find anything like in that age range that I could find. I mean, besides it just coming from her. I mean, actual documents. I couldn't really find anything. So if anybody knows or has any documents like that, I would be grateful if you shared them with me. So this is what she wrote. Looking back at these photos at 34, I see a childhood that bounced between truly normal moments and others that never fully made sense. Some, but not all, of the medical situations were necessary, but others were created, exaggerated, or pushed onto me in ways no child understood. This is what Munchausen by proxy can look like. Smiles one day, hospital beds the next, and a childhood spent surviving what was never really such as cancer. I don't know, she wrote that weird. I share this not for sympathy, but for awareness. If my story helps even one person recognize the signs and protects the child, and then these memories become something more than just pain, they become a purpose. Munchausen by proxy doesn't usually start as extreme or obvious. It often begins with something small, a real illness, a minor symptom, or a normal childhood issue. In the beginning, the caregiver might exaggerate symptoms just a little or seek extra attention from doctors. From the outside, it can look like a concerned parent being overly cautious. Then they might push for more tests or for more frequent doctor visits. Eventually, unnecessary treatments or medications are introduced. In more severe cases, the caregiver may create or cause symptoms to keep the cycle going. What makes Munchausen by proxy so dangerous is that the child is trapped in a world where being sick becomes expected, normal, and sometimes the only way to receive approval or attention. And because some health issues may be real, it blurs the lines, making it's even harder for the child to recognize what is happening. For many survivors, only adulthood, looking back at photos, memories, and medical histories, that the pattern becomes painfully clear. Now I'm going to put these up here so you guys can read them at your own will. And that's all she wrote, basically. But she put up another picture too besides this one. Now, this one looks to me like this. She could have been at home with this one, and she was probably sick. She probably had the flu or a cold or something. With the tissue up her nose means a runny nose or a bleeding nose, because my son used to always have tissues up his nose. He had bleeding noses like this, you know. It's just something that kind of ran in our family. My uncle had it too. So anyway, and the other picture beside her, she looks like a normal kid just playing outside, right? Now watch this one. So I guess she's going to tell us in this one that her mother made her sit with Santa and it traumatized her. Why she would put this picture along with the other pictures more like, see what my mother did to me. You can see it. It's in the pictures and everything. Meanwhile, she told everybody she had lost all her pictures and everything in Katrina. So she says these pictures belong to her dad and Christy. Now, if her dad and Christy had all these pictures of Gypsy in the hospital and stuff like this, how can they sit there and say that they don't remember her ever being this sick? Didn't her father say, well, we knew, she had the microdeletion and that it caused certain symptoms, but, he didn't know all about everything that Dee Dee was doing, but he had all these pictures. I find this a little hard to believe for some reason. I don't think these are Dee Dee's pictures. I think these are Gypsy's pictures. And she could have got them from an old Facebook page that she had, never got rid of. And the cops maybe never found. Because she had so many aliases out there. It was crazy, you know. So now what is the purpose of her putting out these pictures today? After yesterday, when Becca Scoops put out a video talking about some of her health ailments. I find that a little uncanny, don't you? Because it always seems like when somebody's calling her out for something, doesn't matter what it is, could be us with the baby, could be somebody else with the health issues, could be somebody else with the Nick situation, whatever. She has to put something out to like state her case, right? Now, I don't know what she was trying to prove, because I was looking at the comments on GRP Snark on Reddit, and a lot of people were like, what is she trying to prove? Is she trying to gain sympathy? Even though in the little context that she put, she said she's not trying to gain sympathy, but yet she's trying to gain sympathy, right? Tell me you're not a narcissist by telling me you're a narcissist, right? Exactly. So, I don't know. I have pictures of my son too when he was sick. He had asthma really bad. He was in the hospital at least once a year for like 6 years in a row, always in the fall. So I'm thinking whatever it was that came out of the trees or whatever in fall is what he was probably allergic to, and it made his asthma just flare up. Always between September and November, every year. But I mean, yes, I have pictures of him in the hospital. Yes, I have pictures of him sitting on the couch with a mask on, trying to breathe through his inhaling stuff that we had to put on him. And if he put something like that on Facebook and said that I forced him to put these things on, or that I forced him to be sick and stay home from school because, he can barely walk because he's breathing so hard, there's a fine line between how a parent goes about their sick child. Do they nurse their child like a nurse would? Yes, we all do. We're mothers. Of course, we're going to do that. Are we trying to exaggerate it so the kid can stay in one spot all day so you don't have to worry about them bouncing off the walls? I don't think so. At least not in mine. No. My son was bouncing off the walls even with this mask on. I swear. Nothing kept this kid down. But would I try to keep him down? Sometimes, yes. Just for his own good, but not all the time. No, I enjoyed to see him up and about and doing stuff because it made me feel that he was feeling better. And I liked that, When he was in the hospital, I've had to have fights with nurses and doctors to just release him so I could do this stuff at home because I've done it in the past. But it always seems like they would look at me and say, well, you want your son to get sicker by bringing him home too early before he's all better. So in my case, it was almost the opposite. Instead of trying to get my kid in the hospital, getting them to keep him in there, I was getting them to release him so I could do this at home where he's more comfortable. Where we're all more comfortable. I knew the routine. I've done it before, And so now with Gypsy doing this stuff, I would think Dee Dee, being a nurse, would want to nurse her at home. Wouldn't want her to stay in the hospital just because. She's a nurse. She could do that stuff at home. And the operations that Gypsy did have, the feeding tube, the salivary gland thing, what was the other one? The teeth pulling thing, which didn't happen until she was older, but Dee Dee could handle that at home. It's like a day operation, right? Is that what you call it? A day operation. Like, you're in, you're out pretty much. And I have a feeling that these pictures could be some of that. Now, when she had the sleep apnea test done, yes, I realized she was in the hospital for like a month while they were doing tests and everything. But they weren't giving her medication. They weren't operating on her. They were testing her. They were keeping an eye on her. That's all they were doing. So, notice how she doesn't bring up that sleep apnea one too much either? I've noticed that as well. Anyway, guys, have a great Sunday. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. It helps me in the algorithm. If you have a hype, I wouldn't mind it. But if you don't worry about it. Everything in this video is my thoughts, opinions, and or alleged. Bye now.